Junior year of college. You and your roommate Kyle are sitting in the dorm playing video games. He says one thing: if we end up making the same salary after graduation, I'm definitely going to live better than you. He was right, but only for 5 years. After graduation, you actually did earn the same salary, same city, same number, same month of starting. 5 years in, everyone, including you, thought he was winning. His car, his apartment, his Instagram, everything seemed to prove he was ahead. But in year 10, he called you at 2 in the morning. You had never heard his voice sound like that before. I'll tell you what he said on that call in a minute. But first, rewind. Because to understand why he made that phone call, you need to see what actually happened over those 10 years. 2 people, the same starting line, ending up $350,000 apart. But the terrifying part is not the number. The terrifying part is that for the first 5 years, the winner looked like the loser, and the loser looked like he had life figured out, and the night everything flipped was harder to listen to than the phone call itself. Rewind 10 years ago, the month after graduation, you and Kyle signed your offers back to back. Same city, same industry, $72,000 a year. You congratulated each other in the group chat and said, "Let's grab dinner sometime." Then, during the same week, each of you made one decision. Together, those 2 decisions took less than 10 minutes. Your decision was simple. During your lunch break, you opened an investing app and set up an automatic monthly transfer, $500 into a total market index fund. You confirmed it, locked your phone, and went back to work. The whole thing, including Face ID, took 5 minutes. Kyle made his decision on Saturday afternoon. He walked into a dealership and signed a $36,000 car loan. 5-year term, 6.5% interest, $580 a month. He drove the car off the lot and posted a photo of the steering wheel in the group chat. 14 likes, 3 fire emojis. Your automatic transfer notification arrived too. 0 messages, 0 likes. First day of work, Kyle drove his new car to the office. At lunch, a coworker named Marcus leaned over. "Wait, that black one in the parking lot is Kyle's? That thing is clean. What do you drive again?" "You said you still had your used Civic." Marcus nodded. The corner of his mouth twitched slightly. Not mean. Worse than mean. Because he was not laughing at you. He felt sorry for you. 1 month later, Kyle's car had already lost $800 in value. Your account had grown by $11. Mathematically, you had won. But when you are walking through that parking lot, nobody cares about the math. That feeling, "What am I even doing?" you thought it would fade. It does not. It simply returns wearing different faces in different rooms, asking the same question. And every time it becomes a little harder to endure. Year 2, you are on a 3rd date with a woman. Dinner was great. The conversation was great. You walk outside and head toward the parking lot. At some point, she had mentioned that her ex drove a BMW. Then you stop in front of your Civic. You open the door. She pauses, maybe half a second. Then she gets in and smiles. "This car is kind of cute." The following week, you text her about a 4th date. No reply. 2 days later, still nothing. You have no proof that it was the car, but some things do not need proof. Year 3, Kyle's birthday party. He has moved into a new apartment. 20 people are packed into the living room. New couch, huge television, warm string lights across the balcony. The kind of setup that gets 3,000 likes on social media. Kyle throws an arm around your shoulder and introduces you to someone. "This is my college roommate, our school's most dedicated index fund disciple. He puts in $500 a month and pretends he's doing finance." Everyone laughs. Kyle's friend Jake raises his glass. "Bro, at least buy a watch or something. People are going to think you make $30,000 a year." You laugh too. What else can you do? You go home and open the app. $22,000. Not enough to buy a single visible thing Kyle is wearing. Year 4, Chinese New Year, back home. At dinner, your mother says, "Are you saving too much? You're young. Spend a little, live a little." You tell her it is not saving, it is investing. She says, "Doesn't investing just go up and down all the time?" Then she looks down at her phone. Kyle's social media, ski trips, a new watch, a new girlfriend. Your mother does not say anything, but her face says it for her. Look at him, then look at you. Year 5. Marcus gets promoted to manager. There is a celebration dinner at a restaurant that costs $120 per person. You go. You pay. That month, your account is down $500 plus another $120 for dinner. But you do not stop the automatic transfer. 5 years. The silence after dates, the jokes from friends, the loaded pauses from your own mother, the dinners you could not really afford, every single one of them saying the same thing. Everyone else is living. You are just waiting. 100 different faces, never a different line. And behind every one of those moments, there was another number that nobody was watching. Kyle's credit card balance. Year 2, $6,000. Year 3, $15,000. Year 5, $26,000. At 22% annual interest, that is roughly $5,700 a year in interest alone. But nobody posts a credit card statement on Instagram. The Kyle you saw and the real Kyle stopped being the same person in year 2. You just did not know it yet. All you knew was that you were about to break. Year 5, a Sunday night. Kyle's party has just ended. You are driving home in your Civic. You pass an Audi dealership, bright white showroom lights, the cars inside reflecting across your windshield. You slow down. You do not stop, but you slow down. Back home, sitting on the couch, you open your phone. First, the investment account, $46,000. Then, for reasons you cannot explain, you open a car website, an Audi A4, $620 a month for 36 months. Your thumb hovers over the Apply Now button. 3 minutes. You are not thinking about math. Math is completely useless in that moment. You are thinking about the woman who paused before getting into your car, Jake's comment about the watch, your mother's silence as she scrolled through Kyle's feed. You are thinking that if you sign the agreement right now, tomorrow you will walk into that parking lot and Marcus will never make that face again. Tomorrow, if there is another third date, she will reply when you ask for a fourth. All the noise will stop. Your thumb stays over that button for 3 minutes. Then you close the app. Not because of discipline. That moment had nothing to do with discipline. You open the calculator. $620 a month for 36 months. More than $22,000. Then add the $500 a month you would stop investing, along with the growth that money could have earned over 3 years. The opportunity cost comes to roughly $44,000. The real price of that car is not $36,000. It is $66,000. Willpower has never saved anyone. The only thing that saved you that night was arithmetic, but you still could not fall asleep until 2 in the morning. Year 6. Things begin to shift. At lunch, Marcus casually mentioned something. Kyle asked me yesterday if I knew any good side hustles. He said things are getting kind of tight. You do not respond. But when you return to your desk, you think about it. Kyle's salary has already climbed to $85,000. Tight? During the same month, Kyle's social media goes from 3 posts a week to 1 post a month. Then, nothing. The ski trips, the new cars, the restaurant check-ins, all gone. Like someone slowly turning the volume down to 0. Your account at that point is worth $63,000. You do not feel victorious, but you notice something. The voices that used to keep you awake at night are disappearing one by one. They are being replaced by a new kind of quiet, not because you have become stronger, because the sources of all that noise are beginning to collapse on their own. Then, year 7 arrives. During the same week, 2 things happen. One hits you. One hits Kyle. Both permanently destroy something. Year 7. From January to February. 4 weeks. The market falls 28%. You open the app. $82,000 has become $59,000. $23,000 gone in 4 weeks. You sit at your kitchen table, staring at the red numbers on the screen. You do not move for nearly 5 minutes. You do not sell. You check the automatic transfer setting. Still $500. That month's $500 buys more shares than it ever has before. You are not sure whether you are brave or simply numb, but you do not touch the setting. That same week, at 11 at night, Kyle calls. You have never heard his voice sound like this? Low, fast. The usual bro energy is gone. Hey, do you know anything about debt restructuring or something? I just need to sort a few things out. You do not pressure him. But later, You piece together the situation through Marcus. Credit cards, $58,000. A new car loan on top of the old one. Total debt above $80,000. Minimum monthly payments alone, $1,900 every month. His income has risen from $72,000 to $95,000. But do the math. $1,900 in minimum payments, $2,300 in rent, $580 for the car. 89% of his take-home pay is gone before he can breathe. Earning more, sinking faster. The more money he makes, the deeper he falls. That night, you put down your phone and lie in bed. Your account is bleeding too. $23,000 has disappeared, but you do not owe anyone anything. Tomorrow, if you do not feel like going to work, you can simply choose not to go. Nobody will come after you. Kyle has to go to work tomorrow, not to live, to avoid being chased. That is the first time you truly feel the difference between the two paths. It is not the size of the number. It is that you can stop, and he cannot. Over the next 3 years, the market slowly recovers and then keeps climbing. Your automatic transfer does not miss a single month. Kyle's social media does not post a single update. 2 lines moving in opposite directions, farther and farther apart, until one ordinary Tuesday morning in year 10, you open your phone. Year 10, a normal Tuesday morning. You open your phone and tap the app you have checked for 3,600 days. $543,000. You do not take a screenshot. You do not send it to anyone. You close your phone and go to work. That same day, Kyle types something into a search engine. Credit card default negotiation process. His net worth is negative $130,000. $350,000 apart from the same dorm room, the same class schedule, the same starting salary. Remember what Kyle said in year 1? $500 a month. That's a gym membership, not a financial strategy. 10 years later, your gym membership is worth $543,000. At a 7% annual return, it produces $38,000 a year in passive income, $3,100 a month. Without you lifting a finger, that is more than Kyle's minimum payments. Your money is now earning more than his money is losing. But here is the part no one tells you. The morning you saw that number, $543,000, you did not feel joy. You did not feel proud. You felt something closer to relief, the kind of relief where your shoulders finally drop and you realize they have been tense for 10 years. Because the hardest part of this entire story was never the math. The math was always simple. $500 a month, a 7% average return, 10 years, compound interest. A calculator can do it in 2 seconds. The hardest part was every day between day 1 and day 3,600, when the world kept asking you the same question. Why does everyone else get to live except you? And you never had a good answer. You only had a setting you refused to turn off. So this is what I want to leave you with. This story is not about Kyle being stupid. Kyle is not stupid. Kyle is normal. Kyle is what happens when a normal person makes normal decisions in a world designed to make spending feel like living. Every advertisement, every algorithm, every friend's highlight reel, they all say the same thing. You deserve it now. And you do deserve it. That is not even the lie. The lie is the word now, because now has a price, and that price compounds just as aggressively in the wrong direction as it does in the right one. You do not need discipline. You do not need willpower. You do not need to be smarter than Kyle. You need one automatic transfer and the ability to survive being the boring person at the party for a few years. That is it. That is the entire strategy. The gap between rich and broke is not income. It is not even knowledge. It is the ability to tolerate looking like you are losing while you are quietly, invisibly, and irreversibly winning. 10 years from now, someone in your life is going to make a phone call at 2 in the morning. Make sure you are the person answering, not the person who has to dial